All right, all right, all right. Welcome back for another episode of WAP. Wealth, assets, and prosperity for your life and your business. Look, we outside today, okay? We outside because I am so excited for this conversation that we are about to have. So hold on to your seats, y'all, and can't wait for you to meet my girl. My girl, Marche, is a native of Mississippi. She has 5 children and 2 beautiful grands. She spent 15 years helping individuals and business owners navigate their accounting needs. Her honorable highlights are being featured in Sheen magazine, two-time author, with one being a bestseller, and countless opportunities to speak before thousands, helping them to shift their limiting beliefs and create the life they deserve. She helps her clients to become actionable six-figure CEOs using tax and business strategies. Woo! Now I know y'all ready to be my friend. Without further ado, Marcy!
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Coach Jacqui. Thank you.
Yes, well, thank you for being here, Queen. And first and foremost, my question to you is this: how you get up into this business?
Oh my goodness, I love that question. I absolutely love that question. Honestly, guys, this business found me. And I have to just share just a tidbit of my story, right? I went to school to be in education, early education. So I thought I had this amazing dream and vision. When I graduated high school, I'm going to college, I'm going to be a teacher because I just love the babies, right? Well, I did 4 years of education. And I realized that gift was not for me, right? I love you, educator. I salute you, educators, but I realized that I'm not meant to be in the classroom with the babies. I love them, I kiss them, and I send them home, right? So with that being said, I had to really actually dig into what my passion was and what I was really, really interested in doing. And so I began to really think back. I was thinking back to when I was a young girl, about the age of 7 years old, right? My mother, and I hope no one get offended by this, my mother was a big time gambler, right? That was her lifestyle. Okay, like that's what she did. Was it the horse track or the race track or the card table or whatever it was? And she made a great living at that, right? And with that being said, I had a nice lifestyle. Okay, I had a nice lifestyle. I'm not complaining here, right? She did what she did to do what she had to do. But anyway, she would come home with large sums of money, and I would always, at 7-year-old, get $200 or $300. That was a lot back then, right? And I'm not gonna say my age, but back then, a couple $100 with a 7-year-old was a lot. And so anyway, I would always save money. Like I was a massive saver. And so by the end of the week, my mother would come and she would say, Shay, she would call me Shay. I need to borrow a couple hundred, got a couple hundred. I'm like, I get my little notepad out and I'm write like this little long note. And I'm like, Mom want to borrow $100. And she agreed to pay me back $150, right? I'm adding interest and everything, right? And so I just began to really think back about what my passion was, what I really, truly love doing. And it's always been money. It's always been leadership. And so I was like, what am I doing? So I changed my major and I went into business, guys, and I got into accounting. And here I am, loving what I do.
I am obsessed from a young girl. She was like, Mom owes me. You sound like my daughter. I've been owing this little girl $60 for the last year, and she keeps reminding me, and my interest is going way up.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, now you're in accounting, and there's so many different roads for accountants. I know there's so many different ways that you can go. But you decided to rock with business owners. Why?
I do. One, for several reasons. I actually work with individuals as well, but one of the reasons why I love to work with business owners because I'm very passionate about seeing people excel. And not only just excel, but really truly use your passion. I feel like God has gifted all of us some gift or talent. And a lot of times we don't fully utilize it properly. And so one of the things that I love is I'm not your average accountant. Like we talk about your numbers and your financial reports and all those things. All those things make an amazing business. Like I absolutely love it. But what I do for my clients is actually prepare them to the next level of life. Like how do I take this business idea, this business thought, my finances, and actually make it work for me to really truly create the lifestyle that I'm desiring, the lifestyle that I deserve. Like I deserve to live this lifestyle because I'm gifted. What I just really, really love about, helping business owners take their gifts and their talents and actually make room for them.
I love that because so many business owners we just jump into it. We see the first big whatever, right? You can get your first big client, get your first big sale, right? And you just jumping in it like, whoa, and they will start blah 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 blah, spending
Yes.
it on all sorts of wild stuff. But then business
Mhm.
expenses actually come, and they like,
Mhm.
where the money go? So,
Yes.
what is one of the biggest mistakes you see business owners making when it comes to accounting, especially those just starting out?
That's a great question. So one of the things I see is basically what you just said. A lot of business owners have this great idea, and because they're passionate about it, they feel like I can just jump in because I love doing it. I see others do it, and like here I go. They have no business structure. And what I mean by that, guys, is start honestly with your business model and your business entity. Your business entity helps you determine your tax liability. People don't understand like how important creating your business entity is, how it's going to affect your tax return. So we just say, hey, I'm a business owner. I'm out here doing a thing. I'm a boss. You know, I'm a boss. I'm a boss. Like it just takes so much more than that. Like I hate that word. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anyone, but it's like it takes more. That's why I teach my clients to be actionable CEOs. Being a boss is nice on paper. It looks good on a picture, a flyer, your brand. You know, it just looks good. People are like she's the boss, but a CEO takes very important steps in order to create a strong, solid foundation in their business. And I recommend you do that from the beginning
Yes.
of your business. So that was a very, very good question that you asked.
Yes. And from the beginning, because some people just side hustling. You know what I mean? They making a few like, I love my bakers, right? I love my bakers. They made a few cakes here and there for a few little friends, and everybody talking about how good their cakes are. And now all of a sudden they making cakes for other people and strangers and stuff. When is a good time to set up? Because what you're talking about entities, you mean like S Corp, C Corp. Yeah. So when
Correct.
is a good time to set up, say, your LLC and to figure out what type of entity that you are going to be, whether it be sole proprietor? Like, when is a good time to say, this is officially the business and I'm in this thing?
Well, honestly, once you actually establish and say that this is a business, it needs to be set up legally and properly. Because if you're doing it as a hobby, you're not actually filing this or reporting this. It's a hobby, just something you do part time. You're not really being paid or compensated for this. You are actually just people are donating money to you. But when you begin to make a sale, you have a legal business. And at that point, when you receive income from what your service that you provide, you should properly set up your business. Now, you can be a sole proprietor, but you need an EIN number for that. Internal Revenue Services get an EIN number. You're legally set up. The tax liabilities on that, it just depends on your income. That varies. Now, if you are, I'm gonna use the baker. We'll stay with the baker, for example. When you should actually be an LLC. An LLC, guys, it protects your assets, your personal assets. So, do I recommend that every business be an LLC? Not necessarily. I won't say that. Okay. Now when you go from an LLC, because again, if you're ever sued, you bake them some cookies or some cakes or pies, someone get choked on it or allergic reaction, they come out to sue you for your personal properties, your personal belongings. That LLC protects you from those liabilities. They can only sue the firm, the company, your baking company. So if your baking company have 5,000 in the bank, that's all they get. But if you have assets of 30,000 in your home or your land, then now they have access to that. So that's when I really want you to really consider like what chances do I have of being sued. I hate to use that word, but it's just truth. So you want to protect your assets. Now, as far as corporations, when you start netting over $80,000, $90,000, you want to look into doing corporations at that point.
I love that. I love that. Sorry, there's a bird out here. I think it's, I don't know what people believe in, but I'm very big on like birds are always talking. And so this bird, every time I come out and be doing something, she get to talking. She just
okay.
So I'm like, I'm sorry, let me mute because she think it's her show. Anyway.
I love it.
So I absolutely love what you said. And I have a more specific question. What about for coaches? Because I feel like with coaches, they're not sure. They're like, well, I mean, I guess somebody could, but like I immediately, as soon as I started my coaching business, it was like LLC. Because I wasn't sure as far as like you said, I mean, we don't want to say somebody gonna sue you, but when you're working in like a field like coaching, if somebody doesn't feel like they got what they were supposed to get, you want to make sure that you are protected. So,
Yeah.
what about for coaches? Do you recommend they become and have an LLC?
Yes, I do recommend that. And one of the other reasons I recommend the LLC for coaches because you want to actually secure your name in your state.
Mm, come
So
on.
the LLC does protect your assets also, guys, but just say you have a name that's true to you, true to your heart, true and dear to your heart. But if it's not actually registered in your state, then it don't belong to you.
Mm.
So that's one of the things of like protecting your identity as your business as well for your state. So yes, I do recommend. I honestly recommend LLCs, but it's not mandatory. I don't want a person like open up their business to be like, if I don't have an LLC, I'm not a true business owner. It is a recommendation, but you can't operate without being an LLC.
This is such a good conversation. Okay, so when it comes to business owners, I asked what was one of the biggest mistakes. What is something that you would recommend that we say do when we're just getting started? You're in your business, you making money now. What is something that you need to do accounting wise? I know there's like QuickBooks and all sorts of stuff, but like how do people keep the books, or like, what do you recommend for that?
What I recommend, honestly, and I had to personally learn this the hard way because when I started out in other businesses prior to my accounting business, like I said, even as in school as an educator, I have operated multiple businesses, right? And I didn't do it for myself, and I learned this the hard way. Is not getting an accountant. Like one of the myths that we have is that I don't feel like I need an accountant year round. We all have a tax prep person or my tax preparer or the person that does my tax return, and you see that person one time per year. The problem with that is what is happening within your business each and every month that's going to help make sure that you don't have a large tax debt or liability when it's time to file those taxes. This is the benefit of working with an accountant year round. So one the things that I do with my client is I meet with my clients every month, my bookkeeping clients, my accounting clients every month. We review their financial statements. I actually I use the profit first method where I actually tell them this is the amount of money they should be setting aside for taxes, for savings, operating expense, and etc. So now it's money management. You're no longer letting your money control you. You are controlling your money. So when it's time, like I have my clients normally make multiple six figures. When my clients make multiple six figures, they're going to have a high tax bill, right? And so when they do, we have actually set aside and created a plan the full year that we can just write checks and pay the internal revenue. We're not stressing April 15th because we have had a plan in place throughout the full year of how much we assume or estimate they're going to earn during the entire year. So having an accounting, guys, I don't care if you're just earning $1,000 a month or $10,000 a month. It's very, very important to have an accountant on your team, someone to help you to watch and manage your income. It's very important.
That was literally about to be my next question. When do you recommend getting an accountant? You like, girl, when you make it just a few dollars.
Yes, because your accountant also, when I look at my client's book, and for example, I may have a client, she may make $10,000 this month. Well, I even start listing. I have some clients that start with me with $3,000. Like, I'm not happy with it. So my job is I want to make sure that you increase your revenue. So I'm not just your accountant saying like, what are you spending? Now let's look at some things that we can do to level this thing up. Okay. Like I'm gonna talk about those expenses. I'm gonna talk about why you're overspending over here. You're eating out too much, or you're buying too much inventory. We're gonna discuss those things for sure, right? That's my clients like, oh God, I hate to meet today. But I'm here, I'm like, turn the camera on. I need to see you. Like I have a ball with my clients. Like I love them. They love me to death because I keep it real. Like this is the only way, guys, that we can help you to continue to grow and expand in your business. By keeping it real. So when we have those conversations, we talk about what are some additional ways that we can increase the revenue. We have to make more money because I tell them, I keep it real. I keep it real, coach. I tell them like, if you don't make more money, you can't afford me. So my job is
you ain't making money, right?
I'm telling the truth. I need you making more because I need us to stay on the team here, right? We got to make this thing work.
Yes. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. So as far as increasing revenue, like what are some things that like tips you will give to help people or help a business owner increase their revenue?
What I use, I have a method that I use, and one of the things I talk about with the method is leverage. So one of the things I do, I have a graph, and I ask them all things about them. As entrepreneurs, especially as women entrepreneurs, we don't a lot of times like to brag on ourselves. We don't like to boast on our skill sets, our education, the things that we are just really good at. Like we are timid and we just like, well, oh, I just do this. Oh, my little business, or oh, that's unfortunate. That's what we do. And so what I do is I begin to pull out all things you. Like, I really want you to learn how to leverage you. Like, look at all of your skill sets.
Yes.
You're good at communicating. You're good at money management. You're good at listening. Whatever your skill sets are, you taking classes in. I begin to have them to list out all the classes and the trainings and additional education they've taken. Yes. And now, how can we take all those things? Tell me which of those things you absolutely love. Now, how can we monetize on it? How do we monetize on you, your skill sets, your experience, your expertise? Like, they don't even really realize all the things that they are. And so once I began to create that, now we create a plan around how do I leverage me? And if you don't mind me sharing, I want to share my personal testimony.
Please.
Just within a year, because I'm about passive income, about additional streams of revenue. I'm about like just creating long-term wealth, happiness, peace, joy, just living that life. Yeah. And so one of the things I just recently did, I've been sharing it with my audience, is I purchased a restaurant a year ago. And I purchased it during one of the hardest times of my life. My son was on life support, and I was in the middle of opening this restaurant up. But I say that to say this: I have no clue how to cook. I absolutely cannot do nothing in the kitchen other than probably boil an egg. But my skill sets are management. My skill set is financial management. My skill set is people. So I took my skill sets and I leveraged my abilities and my skill sets, and I purchased a restaurant that I hire other people to operate using my skill set. So I say that to you guys, and I hope you guys really, really get this. Think deep about the things that you can leverage within yourself that you're just not capitalizing on. And that's what I do for my clients. I pull it out of them, and we leverage it, and then we monetize it.
That's what
I love to do.
Good. That is so good. Because at first, when you were saying pull out of you can leverage it, I was like, wow, okay. But then how would you go about that? But then you took a totally different spin. I wasn't even expecting a restaurant. Come on, I can't even boil an egg. Like, wait a minute. But I'm going to leverage my skills. Ooh. And then that's passive at that point.
It's passive.
I'm just guiding them. I ain't got to be in the restaurant. I ain't being a server. I ain't being none of this stuff.
Nothing. I just manage. I just use the things that I'm really good at. I'm good at financial management. I'm good at team building. I'm good at encouraging, inspiring, and motivating. They're like, how does dish taste? It's amazing. I'm the motivator, right? So I just use the things that I love to do. I'm passionate about doing.
I am obsessed. I love that. Just as a reminder for y'all who don't know, we out here on Brownstone Media, KCCR Radio with Marche. My girl is over here dropping the knowledge on tax and business. Oh, this is good. I'm loving it. So, I mean, I'm over here thinking leverage. My brain is over here thinking, how can I leverage what I know? Give me some passive. So, as far as taxes and business, what have you noticed people struggle with the most? Because, like, I love how you were saying, put the money aside. Mm-hmm. Is it getting that big tax bill? Because that's why a lot of people say they don't want to be successful because they're scared of the tax bill.
Right.
How do you recommend people start to put the money aside? Like, if you don't have your accountant.
Now that's kind of difficult because, for one, you really need an accountant to actually monitor what you're earning. And I say that a lot of times I know we use the POS systems, whether it be Square or so many different point of sales that we use. And we always see the income that's coming in. But if we're not monitoring the expenses with it versus the income, it's really hard to understand what is true profit and what are you actually earning, right? Mm-hmm. So I recommend, of course, having an accountant to monitor that. But if you don't have an accountant, I would ask you to say, make sure you have a good POS system. Make sure that you are actually processing all transactions. So one of the things that I see that a lot of business owners do is they only process credit card transactions or invoices, things like that. So any type of cash payments and things like that, it never goes to the POS. So at the end of the month, you have no clue what you really made, what your earnings for. Okay. So one, you need to be very, very clear about your true earnings. And number two is now you need to identify how much you can actually afford to allocate for taxes. Create a goal as well, how much you potentially desire to make. So if I want to make $1 million, there's two things I tell my clients. You can't set a goal. I want to earn this certain amount of money. I want to make $1 million, but I haven't actually allocated how much I should be setting aside for taxes, how much I should set aside for investing in other classes or trainings, how much I should set aside for my team, etc. We just have this one goal. In order to reach this goal, I need all these multiple things in place to help me obtain this. Okay. Wow. So that comes into the allocation of working with an accountant. And if people think it's working with an accountant is just simply, and I know some accountants are just black and white, just the numbers, have a great day. But we actually plan. It's called tax planning. We plan out, if you're looking to earn this amount of money, we need to plan to set aside this, or we need some extra tax strategies in place. We need to change to corporation, change your entity, just different things we set aside or plan to do leading up to you reaching your potential goal.
I'm loving all this because when it comes to the money, I'm just the dreamer. I'm like, woo, $1 million. Not thinking about all the stuff you just broke down, like the taxes and just how much I need to set aside. Like I'm just thinking about the money I need to make, which I've noticed is hard for people when it comes to receiving, because we can make it, but then, you know, I'm one of those people, we throwing it back out in the sky rather than receiving it, like allocating this, allocating that, and being like more responsible.
Right.
So I am loving this. I really am. What are some of the ways that you've really like, I'm going to ask you to give us some of your brags. How have you increased some of your clients' money, or how have you saved? Like, what are some of the things that your clients have walked away with or experienced after working with you?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. I love that. So one of the things is a lot of time my clients come to me because a lot of my clients are self-employed. And so when you're self-employed, you have the challenge of making large purchases, right? Because you have to prove your income. Right. It's like really, really, I don't know if anyone can relate, but when you're self-employed, they want everything. And so a lot of my clients have a problem with proving these for additional funds, whether they get loans or grants, purchasing homes, new businesses, etc. You have to actually provide financial documents, tax returns. And so the problem is a lot of business owners don't truly report their true earnings because afraid of on the Internal Revenue Services. So when you don't report your true earnings, now when you go to make a large purchase, you're denied.
Right. Because it looks like you ain't got no money.
Exactly. There's no better way to put it. Like they looking like, boo, you ain't made nothing. You know, that sounded just like I meant it. Boo, you ain't made nothing. So no, you haven't earned enough. Honestly, I want to remain professional. I just love having a good time, okay?
No, me too. Sorry.
But, yeah. So it look on paper you haven't did anything. So one of the things, I mean, probably every client I've worked with, they have actually been able to purchase homes now. I have a client right now to the process of buying her second location, her second salon, a $300,000 loan that before she can even get $10,000 before working with me. I have clients that I have taken, they changed their, and I love that you work on the mindset. They changed their mindset as far as how they see their money and see their future. So this one client, she had like this business, she only just saw limited potential. So we began to actually tweak the things that we were doing. And so she went from $100,000 to right now, currently she's at $350,000 in her business with some of those things. So one of the things, I mean, I guess what I want to make sure that you get is this: reporting your true earnings on your income and actually having the proper things in place. When you do that, you're not afraid because you are prepared to write the check to pay the IRS. Okay. And I hope I answered the question. I feel like I kind of went off there, but I wanted to make sure that you guys get that, because that's what I see most with business owners. We're not reporting what we truly earn. And it affects us with grants and things like that. Business credit, it affects us long term.
Wait, say that again. Grants and business credit affects us long term?
No, though when you don't report your true earnings, it affects that. you're receiving those type of grants and loans and funding and things like that. Yeah.
That is nothing but the truth. Why would you say, and real quick, y'all, you guys got to follow Marche on all things financial services plus, baby. Okay. And so real quick though, why do people not report all their earnings? You said fear of the IRS?
Fear of paying it, because if you earn 30,000, you probably get a nice refund and you get a check at the end of the day and you go shopping. You have a great day, right? But when your business have actually earned 100,000 or 200,000, now you owe the IRS 10,000. Like, who wants to owe the IRS, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a win-lose situation. I report it. I report my income. Now I owe the IRS. If I don't report it, I can't purchase anything. So it's like I'm fearful to report it because I don't want to pay him. But are you thinking as far as long-term building wealth? If I don't pay the IRS, if I don't report my true earnings, I'm going to always stay stagnated in my business because I'm never putting myself in a position of growth.
Ooh!
So I want them to like not have that fear. That's why we actually have a plan. So report it, pay the IRS. Now you can go after your biggest dream. You can go after your second and third location. You can go after getting a new bakery that you want to, like whatever it is you desire, because now you can actually apply for anything you desire and get approved.
Obsessed. I'm obsessed with what you just said. And I'm going to take this a step further because, like you said, I love mindset. So I'm going to take this a step further. For anybody that is truly scared to pay the IRS, let me tell you this. Let us remember what the IRS, where that money goes, or where we hope it goes for my conspiracy theorists. But let's just say where the money goes, right? Let's remember the roads that it fixes. I got to tell y'all right now, outside of my house, we had a sinkhole because a water line busted when they were trying to pave the roads. Now there's this big ginormous hole, like huge, like your car can't drive over that hole. It would drive in it, And honestly, what is paying for this to be fixed, right? You got to remember that our taxes are paying for the things around us that we don't have to worry about. The police officers, the firemen, right? Like it's paying for the government services, like everything around us. So when you're paying your taxes, you're paying back into your community. So when we stop thinking of it as, I'm paying Uncle Sam. I mean, nobody wants to pay this man with the red and white striped hat that we ain't never met before. We don't know Uncle Sam. I ain't never met this fool in my life.
I know, right?
I don't want to give him my money. But if you think about it as, you know what, this is paying for my schools. This is paying the teachers in my community. This is paying for the roads to be fixed and the lights to run smoothly. You see what I'm saying? There's so much more happening in your community that your taxes are paying for that you gonna want to turn around and pay them things. So, and then now we know, because Marche has told us too, hey, pay them taxes. Now you can get the loans, the grants, and the business stuff that you need to be the real CEO. And I love what you said about expanding.
Yes.
How many business owners do you know that are just out here trying to play small and they're not expanding to their highest potential?
It's sad, but a lot. It's really sad, but most businesses like to stay in the term of I'm a small business owner, and you don't have to be. And I feel like that's a mindset piece, like just to even identify yourself as that. I really hate when people say, well, I got a little business or my little studio or take the little out. I don't care if it is little, like don't say little. Like I want it to sound like it's a mega, just don't. So, it's a lot of businesses that really feel that way.
I'm loving all of this. This was actually really helpful for me. So you have a financial little ebook, Monte. Look, I just did little. You have a financial big bad ebook, girl. Why don't you tell us about your ebook? I'm excited.
Thank you so much for mentioning that, guys. So the ebook is to help you with your financial management in your business. It's about 7 different strategies that you can use to really understand taxes in layman's terms, because I know tax laws and tax codes can be like, who cares about that, right? But anything that I do, anytime you hear me teach, speak, or share, it's going to always be in layman's terms. I like to talk to my people. I don't talk at you. I talk to, with you. So the ebook actually breaks down some different strategies that you can use. It's also some financial things as far as your retirement, when you should get retirement, what type of retirement plans you should have, being a business owner, some investment things that you can do. So basically all things financial to support you in your life and in your business.
Yes.
Also, I would like to mention too, guys, you can actually Google my name on Amazon, and you will see as well. I have several books there to help you with personal finances as well as business. Marsha Mayfield on Amazon.
Yes. Oh, I love that. And like she said, well, like I said in the bio, but like, she has one of them as a bestseller. So you might as well stroll on over there and grab you one of them. I love this. Just real quick, because I'm like, girl, I got one more little question. Retirement. Business owners, I know, feel like they got to work till they die.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like in the processes, because I heard you saying put money aside for this. Is there a put money aside for your retirement?
Yeah, it's actually two phases that we use. When I talk about the allocations that we use, we actually allocate a profit account, and what that profit account is a savings account. And so what I normally do is I have my clients. I like these. We're just stack. We just stack money in this profit account, and then after every quarter or every 6 months, depending on what they have accumulated, I'll actually tell them, okay, now this is this amount here. Let's say we saved 10,000, 2,000. I want you to go shopping. We're having a great time because you did amazing. Just splurge, be great. I may want you to take the $5,000 and let's drop it into your retirement account, and then the other account we put into your savings, and we start back stacking. So it's basically like you're just really having someone to guide you on what you can do, and then celebrate yourself, because it's not the easiest thing, but it's worth it when you actually really in the process.
So just so you know, you've officially, I'm gonna hit you up because you're officially my accountant, just for the simple fact that you said we gonna stack. You had me. Yes. You had me at stack.
Love it.
But I love everything you have shared here today. This has been so eye-opening for me. What would you say to the people who are scared to budget? Because I'm like, that's me. I get real spooked out about it. But the way you just broke it down, the fact that you were like, the 2,000 you go spend, you did a good job. I'm over here already at the stove in my head.
Oh man.
What would you say to the person who is scared to budget like me? Because I am one of those people. I feel restricted. Like, I want to be able to do what I want with my money.
And that's what the word budget, I feel like that's what people feel when they think of the word budget. Is feel like it's kind of like how I tell me like going on a diet. It's like you tell me I can't eat bread now. Like when you just say diet, it's just like you just choke life out of me, right? Yes. So I don't get it. But just think about when you hire that personal trainer. Now that personal trainer just kind of weaning you out things slowly, or the personal trainer is kind of telling you, yes, you can, 5 more, 4 more, 3 more. It's like that process. So when you know that that's one of the things that you're fearful of, that you're not great in, and I tell people in with this, go back to the word leverage. Leverage means to leverage things that you have within you and other people. So if I know that losing weight is my weakness, I need to leverage someone that's strong in the area. If you know that budgeting is your weakness, then you need to have somebody on your team that's going to hold you accountable in the area. So that's what I would say, guys. No matter where you are in your business, if you know that money management is a weakness of yours, then I encourage you to put that person on your team. Leverage me. Okay. So in all things, and I want you to see this all over your business. I always say this: social media, I hate it. I can't do it. I don't understand it. Time I think about it, it changes. So I leverage other people's expertise. Okay. So I'm saying that to you guys. If money management, finances, accounting, etc. is your weakness, I got you.
I just feel like you just reached out and gave me a big old hug. Like, girl, I got your back. I'm over here like, let me just,
yeah.
Thank you. This is phenomenal. So, y'all want to, I'm just going to tell y'all right now, I'm about to follow Marsha everywhere. Not just on social media, but everywhere I can. Follow her on Financial Services Plus, honey. We got Instagram, Facebook.
Yes.
Just go ahead and hit my girl up. But also get this ebook, y'all. Get this ebook. You said 7 steps? 7?
Yes. Yep.
Woo! Get the ebook, because we got to get our finances together. And I say we, not just you, we. Okay? And the management of it, and putting away for retirement, and just even putting aside for taxes, and then the helping you leverage. I mean, you just went over so much here today.
Thank you.
What would you want to leave us with? What's your final comments?
My final comment is I want everybody here to level up, baby. Level up. Hey. I love it here. I love it. I think you're doing an amazing, amazing job. The energy that you bring, the expertise, the information that you're bringing to your audience is just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So I salute you, sister. I applaud you.
Oh, thank you. No. I thank you. Shoot, you out here getting us to level up and not playing small as business owners anymore. Like you literally, that statement of getting us to be our CEOs in our business is, I can see it. I can see it in everything that you said today and everything that you brought. So I appreciate you because you brought the magic, queen. Brought the magic. So, all right, y'all. Again, get my girl's ebook. Y'all, I'm about to sign up for it. So let's just all go ahead and get it. Let's do it together. And go ahead and follow her on all things Financial Services Plus, all social medias. Man, Marche, I want to thank you again, Queen, for being here. This is phenomenal. And look up Marche Mayfield, honey, on Amazon. Get her books. Get her books, because y'all know I'm all about a good read. So I know I'm going to pick me up one of them too. So I just love you, Queen. I appreciate you for being here. And I wasn't playing. I'm really about to, I got some things coming. I'm about to hit you up because I need.
Thank you. I look forward to it.
Yes. So thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in, y'all. This is Brownstone Media. We are KCCR Radio. And honey, let's just say we